Dusk felt more at peace than she had been for the past several times since she'd gone to Dayton's aunt's house. A part of it she actually had still written a song to share with the group this time, but she felt a huge weight off her shoulders as she finished up the music video. Still being this isolated house amongst the trees ever felt so extremely relaxing to Dusk. As the soccer mom van pulled into the driveway, she noticed that Dawn was just unlocking the door for everyone. Dayton had not arrived yet, but everyone else other than her and Ava seemed to be there. Dayton must have given you the key? Dusk could hear Kesley ask as she got out of the car. Dusk had immediately been wondering the same thing. Yeah, Dawn added. I come here sometimes to write, so Dayton gives me a duplicate. Dawn jumped when she opened the door, prompting Dusk to hurry towards the group as it was. What happened? Jonathan asked. I wasn't just expecting those seat cushions to be right in front of the door. Dusk must have left them there, I guess, Dawn responded. Dusk hurried over to see the seat cushions were placed and saw that they were pressed right up against the front door. I wouldn't have put them right in front of the door like that, Dusk rebuked. I thought you put them away. I thought so too. I wouldn't have put them there, Dawn replied, seemingly a bit spooked. Does anyone else have the key? Kelsey asked. Not except Dayton and I, and Dayton's aunt. I can ask if it was Dayton when she gets here, Dawn replied, as another car could be heard pulling up at the house. A vehicle parked behind Dusk's. Given that the driveway was quite narrow, it was the only place that the vehicle was able to fit without parking on the street, which Ava would have to do, given that there was officially no room. Oh hey, that's her now. Yep, it's me, Dayton joked, apparently overhearing them. Hey, where have you or your aunt been this week? Dawn asked. No, I've been busy all week, and my great aunt never comes back here in the dead winter like this, Dayton confirmed. Why do you ask? These chair cushions Dusk and I used earlier this week were just lying right in front of the door. We didn't put them there, Dawn said, her voice quivering a bit. Maybe the ghost legends are true. My grandma says that sometimes stuff will be in weird places, so it probably was a ghost, Dayton responded, seemingly unfazed. It's nothing to worry about. My aunt has lived here for a long time, and I've been coming here for years too. I've never seen anything like this happen beyond coming back, finding something moved around, so I don't think it's a big deal. If you say so, Dawn shrugged. Dusk couldn't still see a bit of nervousness in her voice, but it seemed that Dawn was just trying to push it down to see that others that she was a bit afraid. I'm a bit excited to share what I did this week. So am I, Dusk beamed. Oh yeah, did you do a little challenge? Dayton asked. She headed towards the house towards the stairs. I did, and then some, Dusk responded, feeling invigorated as the accomplishment she felt from writing the song that she had promised and putting out the music video. The rest of the group followed Dayton up the stairs into their usual meeting room, and they quickly got settled down. Dusk sat in one of the rockers, while Dayton sat in the office chair, and Dawn sat in another rocker. Kelsey and Jonathan and Brett were sitting on folding chairs, leaving one remaining just for Ava. Well, Ava's not here yet, but I think we should get started, Dayton said. I'll start us off for tonight. I wrote my last song for a body of work that I'm saving for an EP. When I get it, he did signed. It's called Memory of a Heartbreak. I'm most proud of this line. It's been almost a year since you let my heart break. Even with all the time that's passed, my soul still aches. Everything that reminds me of the thought of you, I've wasted so many days swimming by your shades of blue. Dusk actually quite liked Dayton's line. It was authentic and vulnerable, unlike the shocked up stuff that Dawn had turned her heartbreak songs into. I wrote a poem about winter coming, Jonathan informed. It starts off with snow falls on the ground, but it doesn't make a sound. Time slips away from us little by little. If I don't treasure every moment, then my time will start to dwindle. I am still working on tweaking the line a little, but I'm loving how it's turning so far. I wrote another rap song this week, Brett informed. This one's about chess. Dusk was a bit on edge when she heard the footsteps ascend the stairs. She knew that it was silly to believe in ghosts, so she wouldn't have helped a little anxious given that little weird occurrences it had been for happening ever since she had discovered the house. She breathed a sigh of relief when she realized it was Ava. "Hey, sorry I'm late," Ava apologized. "I hope I didn't miss anything." Admittedly, given Brett's shock tank records, she probably would have been better off if she needed this, she had messed this rap. "I thought you were taking the king out of your castle. It turns out I was just a pawn. I was your knight in shining armor, but now it's like yawn. A side swept like a bishop because you're an ice queen. You put a heart in checkmate? That's kinda mean," Brett rapped. "Alright, the late person has next to share," Dayton teased. "Wait, I had a second rap this week," Brett said, shaking his head, smirking as he was the coolest thing ever. "I'm in anticipation of astonishment. You better be fucking with my bitch, and now I'm pissed." "Are you actually one?" Dayton asked. "Nah," Brett replied. "I just write stuff because it sounds menacing and cool, and rhymes, or just makes me feel tough. One of those things always applies." "Alright, the late person has yet to share," Dayton teased. "Okay, I wrote a song about a change of winter since we're supposed to get a snowstorm overnight," Ava informed, and Millie Dusk hadn't realized that they were getting any snow, but she has been so caught up with the thrills of the video and writing her song about the week that she hadn't paid much attention to the weather. This is an excerpt from it, as the seasons have changed, and my feelings range. The icy snow warms my heart and brings out the kind, as the thought of the holidays sprinkles over my head. Nice! Anyway, my song is next week, hot and sexy new Christmas jam called Past, Present, Future, Kelsey said with a giggle. "I'm the most proud of the line. Can't wait to unwrap those pants so I can see your present. Forget about the past, Christmas past, because I only want to touch that ass. When I think about my Christmas future, I want to see you in your birthday suit. Yeah." Dusk almost gagged. She never thought she would say this, but she almost preferred Brett's rap to Kelsey's awful song. At least his song was somewhat enjoyable, and so bad and funny kind of way, and it didn't take a genetic frightening to new levels that Kelsey's song did. "I didn't write any new songs this week, but I met with my manager, and he suggested I rewrite some of my songs with more new, mature image," Dawn informed, wearing a bravadous smirk on her face as she said that. Dusk couldn't help but scoff. Dawn's image was sure the finest mature image that you could get. It seemed to me that tee-hee, I'm talking about, well, demographic more by the second. "I'll share my favorite line with you," Dawn said, reciting the line. "You're falling for me again, and you're asking yourself, why can't your bet sweet ass you're not living the place dry? That's because of cold water was served, get it?" "Correct?" Jonathan asked, not a bit of hint of sarcasm in his voice. "Actually, one more. It seems to be about my real-life ex. Your friends are spreading rumors about why I'm gone. I guess I'll have to tell them that you can't turn me on," Dawn replied, her voice almost seemingly gleeful as she upped her ante a bit of how edgy I can get competition with herself. "I was thinking since the music video is going to be about heartbreak and lust, the guy will die of a broken heart, and then his tombstone inscription will say, 'Couldn't turn a girl on.'" Dawn, with a more mischievous, edgy smirk on her face, looked as if she was actually pleased with herself for coming up with that dumpster tier shit. Dusk was even more repulsed than ever now, not because of the edginess, but about how creative bankrupt the lyrics were so becoming, not to mention how utterly mean that line she had just spouted as. "Why the hell would you write songs about making fun of your ex's performance in bed? Dusk sneered. She didn't care about what Shock the group said. Somebody needed to call Dawn out on the god-awful and mean the lyrics was. Dayton let out a taunting laugh. "What are you, a prude or something? I thought the lyrics was great." "Oh God, no," Dusk snapped, becoming angrier. "This group is about giving honest feedback about each other's songs. I don't think this song is any good. I thought you girls were inspired by Tears for Fears or Simple Minds. They roll over their graves if they're stupid-ass drama-spreading shit. And I know they're not dead. They would be if they heard how mind-numbing that piece of crap you're writing is." "I'm sorry, but excuse me?" Dawn snapped. Admittedly, Dusk herself was surprised at her own anger, as she would usually be quite vindictive about how she strongly feels about her friend Atrocity selling out like this. Not to mention being a prophet to mean ass-like lyrics. Dawn, I think you're a good artist, but writing music is purely off cheap gimmicks and spreading drama stuff is awful. I'm sorry, but I don't respect your profit off of real-life relationship drama. It's pity as shit, Dusk snapped. Point noted. Well, we'll see how good your song is, miss. I'm in a famous band who hasn't released any new songs in months, Dawn taunted. Dusk was beyond uncomfortable by this point. She didn't feel like Dawn's reaction was reacting her irrationally in frustration. A creeping realization inside of her felt like Dawn didn't see the issue in the pity shit she was writing after all. And she only seemed to be pushing the boundaries of how rebellious edgy that she could get. Nevertheless, Dusk would never let to see any of them that she was uncomfortable, and she certainly wasn't going to stand down from this challenge. I'll read the whole chorus. You're trying to control what I do, but the joke's on you. Nobody controls who I am, but I won't listen to your pleas. I can do whatever I want. Won't listen to your taunts. Now you'll be the one that karma haunts, Dusk recited. That's pretty good, Dayton exclaimed, clapping the congratulations to the blonde hex girl on her job well done. Everyone else seemed to be joining in as well, including Dawn, although her claps seemed to be apathetic, likely due to how frustrated it was. I've got another challenge for you. I dare you to write another song next week. After you finish that, you have to write one the following week as well. And then you write another one next week, and the whatever 1 week after that, and so on. Once you've done that, then you'll be writing songs at the same pace we are. Dusk's heart completely sank as Dawn finished her extremely cruel dare, as she felt utterly destroyed. She not only humiliated herself in front of the dare, was apparently just as to ploy and mock her. She opened her heart to these people, shared her secrets, and as painful as it was to admit it, she had actually grown to care what those people thought of her songs. I'm busy with other stuff, you know, Dusk defended. Did you see our music video released last night? It was aired on TV after the mayor's special announcement. Oh yeah, I saw it, Kelsey answered. Nice job with dissing him in your video. I doubt he's changed. He only stopped the pipeline project because it would have been scandal for him if there was just an oil leak. Yeah, it was a cool video, but he's still a dumb old codger. And I'm sure he'll find some other policy to harm this town by the year, Dawn dissed. Dusk couldn't believe these assholes. She literally created the music video that provided they convinced the mayor to stop the project, and even featured the mayor praising them for God's sake. Despite this, they didn't feel excited about the video. They still found reasons to diss the mayor. Dusk wanted to completely obliterate her ties with this group in a moment of rash anger, but she felt like ready to explode. Anyway, I gotta head out early. I got a family thing this weekend, Dayton replied. See you guys later. I'm pretty tired myself. If anybody has anything else, I'd say we can end the meeting early, Dawn said. Nobody responded, so Dawn got up from her seat and began heading out of the room, all the others quickly to follow, except Dusk, that was. Dusk felt so explosively angry that she felt like she was about to blow if any one more tiny thing pissed her off. She was going to tell the others that she was staying behind for a few minutes. She quickly realized that all of them had already leaving without giving her a mind. Seemed about frickin' right. She had invested in her time and heart of these people, and the harsh reality had hit her. They could have given less of a shit about her. Dusk was so on edge that she admittedly wasn't sure how to even calm down. She sat in the armchair for a few moments to think, but thinking about the situation angered her more. Who the fuck were those people think they were? Ignoring her video and taunting her with a mutilating challenge? After sitting there in silence for several minutes, Dusk realized that she simply had been sitting there wasn't doing her any good. She supposed that there was nothing to do at this point but to go home. Since no matter what she did, thinking though the situation, it didn't give her mind of that clarity, and trying not to think of the situation seemed like an effort and futilely. As she got out of the chair and turned off the lights in the office, she decided to turn her mind to the music video. Dusk headed towards the stairs, thinking about how she hoped their music video would become a fucking worldwide sensation. While Dawn's shitty songs and awful attitude got her one-way ticket to the poorhouse, as she began descending the stairs, the blonde quickly realized that she was so lost in her own thoughts that she'd forgotten the steps were a bit uneven. She lost her footing at the moment, but quickly caught herself by attempting to stomp her foot firmly down the next stair. She quickly realized that it was a mistake, as this caused her other foot to slide down the slick of the wooden stair. Damn it, Dusk swore. Slipping like an idiot, literally the last thing she needed right now, was when she was at her wit's end. Perhaps her pride would have mattered more if she hadn't tumbled headfirst down the stairs and blacked out.